everybody, and welcome back to SHEDTalks. It has been a little while. There's been a lot that's been going on. I'm no longer moving to my own place.
That feels weird because obviously we're on a video. We're like you spoke about it last time, but it just feels because obviously we know everything. So it's
that's gonna happen. It feels really shit, and it's been like this now for the last couple of weeks. I would have been moving a couple of days ago, so it's very upsetting to go and talk about. So I'm not going to talk about it too much. It's a bit of a shit situation.
Good start to the video.
But yeah, that's kind of where we've been. It's kind of helping him pack his house.
Yeah, because rather than moving a 4-bedroom to 2 different houses, unfortunately now we're moving a 4-bedroom house into a bungalow. The maths isn't there to go and work out. So yeah, but thank you guys for the help you've got it done so far.
So I'll send you the invoice.
Fuck it.
I said the other day when we went to his auntie's where the plant pots went, I turned around and I went, I was just like, he was like, what's the gentleman's name again?
Mark,
that's it. I can remember his name. Yeah, speaking of Mark, and it was like, he said something about money, and I was like, I hope I'm getting paid for this, and shouted across to him as we were walking back. I was like, so what's the rate for this? What's the hourly rate? What are we doing?
we're doing £10 a pop on eBay.
£10.
£10 a pop.
So if you're interested in buying any plants,
yep,
they'll be on eBay under username
Popman.
Okay.
That sounds like something else. Popman. Okay. Popman. Right. I said what I said.
So we'll start this off the same way that we did last time. Things that are going to happen since we last did a podcast. So obviously I've lost my house. The Queen died.
The Queen did pass away.
I have to admit, I'm not a royalist. I don't really care too much either way and all that kind of stuff. But I was quite shocked when she passed. I know obviously everyone knows it's going to happen at some point. But you know, at the same time, I was a little bit just like, this is a change that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, to be fair, like I expected it more with her because she's had a lot of health issues in the last few years.
Yeah,
a lot of things go. Her and Philip, both of them were having some things. So it's but I mean the what's his name? When Kobe passed away, that was actually shocking though.
Oh, that was
that's what I mean. There was a difference to it. It's not you know. I mean, a lot of people are probably sad about it, but
yeah.
But you know, I mean, death's a part of life, unfortunately.
I mean,
if you weren't aware of that, it's sad, but it is what it is. But
it's like the end of life.
It wasn't as shocking when I saw it. When Kobe died, it was shocking.
Yeah,
it was like I was sat with you. I remember being in your room at the time, and we were playing something, and I was like, oh, you never guess. And it was like Kobe's died, and you was like, what? And it was like, it didn't hit you at first because you thought it was waffle, but like it's when me and you was like, oh, the Queen's died. It's not as like shocking.
Oh, no,
doesn't make any like sadder or happier or whatever.
It's not like she was any part of my life.
Yeah.
No, I don't know her.
When it comes down to it, it's
I call her Lizzie behind bars. I'm a president. I call her Lizzie in my own safe spaces, but yeah, I don't know her. So.
But no, that's like for me, like the biggest shock death that I think I've ever gonna had, like celebrity wise, was probably Chester Bennington. That was like
another shocking one. That's actually out of the blue.
Hit me.
Yeah,
that was the one that got me.
Yeah, but like I couldn't tell you, like when Michael Jackson died, I didn't really care.
It was shocking, but it was a bit like we knew he wasn't well.
No,
like
he had a fucking heart attack and was showing no signs of having any issues.
Yeah, do you know why? Because of that fucking medical cocktail he had every morning.
There you go.
All it takes is 3 or 4 pills being swapped or not put in, and he'll be fucked.
And he's got.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
he had a tour, by the way, just before he passed away.
He was going
a tour in England,
he didn't
and then people were told, "Oh, you can get a refund, or you can keep the ticket as memorabilia." And it's like,
some people kept it.
I would have kept
it. A lot of people kept it.
I would have kept that.
I wouldn't have.
If I'd seen him before, I wouldn't have. But if it was the first time seeing him, I might have. But
no. What else has happened? What else has happened? Go on.
Well,
enlighten me.
Last podcast, we spoke about the Andrew Cobra Tate.
Oh shit!
Yes,
we did.
After he got cancelled.
He's not so much cancelled anymore, no.
No, exactly. No, but the funny thing was, it's like they literally cover up for other people that do bad things, like literally bad things. And he's like, again, stand by the points we made. He literally tells you what he thinks, and then you jump to conclusions, and he's like, "Oh, there you go, do that for you." But yeah, people they just over exaggerate everything then, and then he goes on. I don't know if any of you have seen it, if you two have seen it, but the thing with Piers Morgan, I've mentioned to both of you.
Yeah, you mentioned it, but I haven't taken a look yet.
But Piers kept trying to set him up, so he's like, So you can see how that would be. Do you wish you phrased it wrong? He says for a couple of things. Do you wish you phrased it differently? He's like, no, because I said what I meant. He's like, so you are a misogynist? And he's like, no. It's like he just kept trying to set him up, and it was just like, it wasn't working.
I don't like Piers Morgan, but I do have to give him credit for that one.
He asked the
going out for somebody who, like they said, they're cancelled. Society has shunned them for some reason.
Piers knows all about that.
He should do.
Yeah.
But no, I don't like Piers Morgan. But I do have to give him, again, credit where credit is due. He's doing something about this cancel culture movement, and that's big. That's important.
Uncensored.
Yeah.
So it's like it makes sense.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I think the way in which he was trying to go, from what you've obviously gone and said to me, like I said, I haven't seen it, but the way in which he's gone for him doesn't sound right. I understand.
That's the way the internet went at it.
Yeah.
There was no logic. It was just, we don't like you. Duh. And there was no thinking behind it. I'm a woman, and you said that you own women, so. It's like, we didn't. He said he owns the women that care about him and he cares about. Like, he doesn't not own. It's like it's a mutual thing. And if she's like, I want you to protect me, then he then has to protect her.
Yeah.
But then also, you need a certain level of respect from the woman to be able to actually protect her.
Yeah. She needs to be a sovereign individual, was his phrase. Sovereign individual was the phrase that he kept using. If she is one of them, he will associate himself with them.
It's not about control. It's about respect. If a man goes to a woman and is like, don't go out with that group of friends because I don't trust this person, blah, 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 blah. That's not because the man's trying to control the woman. That's because he has a distrust in the group of friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not because of the woman. He's doing it to protect. That's in a man's nature.
That's what he wants. That's the way he is, though. If you listen to him talk, that's exactly how he comes across. But people hear one little quote in a 60-second clip from a 2-hour thing.
There has to be that compromise.
Yeah,
there always has to be that compromise.
On both sides.
Yeah. If it's not working for both parties, then it's not working.
No. And he said as well, he'd been in love. Like, Piers asked him, how many times you've been in love? And he was like, Jesus. And he's like, well, surely you must know how many times you've been in love. And he was like, I don't know, let's say 10. Because he's like, I fell in love with people and I fell out of love with people. It's like, it's part of life. But for some reason, the little quotes of like, where he's speaking amongst some people from a Muslim community, and then like, he speaks on behalf, because he's been what's the person in the middle called? Invigilate? No, what's the word? Where someone's like, two people are having a debate. It is an invigilator, isn't it?
Something like that.
There's a word for it.
We'll call him an umpire.
Yeah, he was
15 love?
Yeah, every time he agreed with it, right, deuce. I didn't like that one, deuce. But yeah, I think he handled it well, to be honest. I think he handled all the council stuff. I think he handled all of it well, because I don't listen to all of his stuff, and I'm not necessarily a fan, but it's just because everyone fucking goes on about it all the time.
They attack what they don't understand, and instead of trying to learn to understand that person's perspective, they just attack. And it's like, no, just look at that from their perspective for a second. Think about it. If you don't have to agree with it. That's fine. It's healthy to disagree. Yeah. But it's not healthy to cancel somebody else's opinion because you don't agree with that opinion. That's not healthy.
Talking about opinions, big one here. Liz Truss. Opinions. Opinions, everyone. So
what I've got here is Mango Passion Sugar-Free Volvic. It says touch of fruit just there.
Please sponsor us.
It actually says there, with the touch of fruit, you are helping Volvic to support sustainable agriculture, which means grass. Moving on, we don't need to talk about her.
So, I
wanted to see where that was going to.
It would have gone further. I'm just hoping that Liz Truss fucks off.
I mean, we say about Liz Truss, but here's the real problem, right? Liz Truss, she's an unelected figurehead, right? That's what everybody's claiming. She's unelected because she was elected by representatives. Exactly. They was elected by representatives. Here is the real serious problem that we have as a democracy right now.
Yeah.
It isn't a democracy. Have you ever met any person in your life that you have 100% wholeheartedly agreed on?
No.
Then how can somebody represent your opinions? Only you can represent your opinions, right? Yeah. So a democracy says that everyone's opinion matters. So, by the definition, do you feel like your opinion matters in Parliament? Do you feel like your opinion matters to the politics of this country? And I'm not saying it's left or right, it's both.
Yeah, but it's also on a bigger half,
big
isn't
time.
it?
Oh, big time, yeah.
No. Because you have to kind of think of it like this. my opinions for what happens in this community
Yeah.
will never go and meet what maybe goes and hits for the entire community.
I agree.
Right? So you can't turn around and go and say that politics works by hearing 7 billion people's different, opinions and
I
disagree.
them in all together.
No, that is a
I
fair
disagree.
point.
Always
because
going to hit a majority.
You're
Have
gonna
you
hit a
two ever
majority
watched? Was
somewhere,
it Bruce
but-
Almighty where Jim Carrey played
Yeah.
God?
Yeah.
Have you seen the thing with the emails where it's all
where
those
he's kind of
prayers?
answering
Yeah,
all
That's
yeah,
what
where
it would be like.
Yeah.
Here's
That's
the thing.
exactly what it would be like, and you got to say yes,
You're
no,
right.
yes, no, yes, no.
But are you telling me, instead of having the system that we have now, once a year you get a ballot paper that has, let's say
It's like
100
once a year,
questions.
they don't even do it that often,
Like,
do they?
no, it would be once every 4 years in the current system. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Exactly. Again,
if we had once every 4 years, you've got a piece of paper in front of you and you're presented all the information that you want about these topics, and you have things like, should we bring back, I don't know, capital punishment? Should we legalise marijuana? Should we do all these things? I don't think politicians should be making that choice. That belongs to the people who live in that country and
There should be
are
votes.
affected by that.
Oh, yeah.
Because quite frankly, the politics, they've got the community. All the conservative parties are millionaires. Represent the people in this country right now
Well, no,
who are
they do.
struggling to
They-
heat and eat.
they represent the ones that have all the money.
Precisely.
They represent the ones that have the
But
power
then-
and
But
control.
that's
and
why
that
Labour
in
parties
turn
know
gives them
better.
more-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
why
that's what I
trickling
mean.
Down.
Of course,
That's
And
why
that's-
it's coming
they're the only
trickling
people
down,
with
guys.
votes.
Liz Truss told us it's all coming trickling down.
Oh,
like her head off of
well,
shoulders, hopefully.
You mean
Because
you
that's
mean-
what needs to
You
happen
mean Liz
here.
Truss as in the one that did a press conference saying that
Yeah.
to the press
Yeah.
to get attention? So
You know-
she made a statement that was bold to get attention.
Do you think
Well,
by
no,
any
that's
chance
just it. No,
that
no. It's,
they employ the
I
press?
hate women. Got your attention now. That's how it works, right? I've just got. I think transgender is because someone ate 3 bags of Skittles too much. It's a sugar rush.
I've only had one today.
It's a sugar rush. That's all it
I was
is.
safe.
Oh god!
There you go. That's 1 million views right there, right? That's how life works. Sorry, I keep doing this. But it's just
Well,
stupid.
we're
I do
not
not
being
hate
a-
women, and transgenders don't
Go
eat
back on
Skittles. I
yourself
don't
now.
know.
Stick by what you've said.
All right, fine. Double down. Wankers. Last time everyone was ugly, and now everyone making it worse.
No, it just hates women.
Someone's just going to start on me on the street one day. They're going to be like, "You're that prick that hates women." And
I'll tell you what, if this
Skittle
one
crunch.
doesn't start with a
Oh.
fucking highlight reel, it doesn't start with "I hate women"
That
going
has
straight
to.
into the
Well,
camera.
that's the
That
black and white
has
clip at
to.
the
That's the
start.
black and white clip at the start.
Double down. Just,
But, no,
but, yeah.
there's definitely a conversation that needs to be had in this country right now regarding democracy, not regarding the left and the right and who's right to vote for this and who's wrong to vote for that. And it's down to the people.
Well,
I
the
do
thing
just
is,
want to point out, just
that's
off
it.
the point of what you said, because it is off what you just said.
Yeah.
But if you give everyone a chance to like say something or whatever, and everyone got an opinion, not everyone's going to respond anyway. You won't get everyone.
No, it's
responding.
never going to happen like that.
But you'll have all these people to work through. But people are only going to worry about their own. Like they're only
Of
worried about
course,
their
yeah.
own thing
They're
and their
only gonna
money
worry
and
about
their
their
everything.
interests, of
Yeah,
course,
exactly.
yeah.
So that's what I think they're trying to find a balance. But I also think that there's a lot of selfish people in power.
I think
Oh,
there's
so
a
it's
conflict of
100%.
interest with
They're all- with
everybody
everything,
in Parliament right now. There is a conflict of interest of what's going on in the country to what suits them, to what benefits them, and they are currently picking what benefits them.
Yeah.
And that is unacceptable.
I just want to point out as well, the last time there was a vote that everyone got an opinion on was Brexit, and it was a fucking mess. So
Yeah.
I'm also
Yeah.
not surprised that they're not giving
This is
people the
also
option.
true. This is also
Like,
very true.
the-
but
the-
I would rather have that debate than have
That
the
was
debate
fair,
of
though.
Liz Truss, Boris Johnson, Keir Starmer. Because quite frankly, they're just figureheads that are never ever going to make the change that
No.
we as a society desperately need.
As long as we're fighting with each other, then they're fine.
They're fine.
Because they don't
If
have
we
to worry.
unite,
We're not
they're
fighting
fucked.
them, we're fighting each other. So
But the thing is I have never understood as to why people vote people in under the policies in which they're going, the standing by and the changes they say that they're going to make. Because,
Because they never do.
well, no, that's just it.
It's
No.
true.
But I don't understand as to why someone's allowed to go and stay in power for so long if they haven't met so many of their standards over so much amount of time. That's what annoys me.
I agree.
If in a 2-year period when someone's only got 2 years left, okay,
Fair enough.
yeah, why am I not allowed to go and make a midway vote to go and say whether I believe that that person is the right person to continue leading that party
Yeah.
for the pure reason of that I haven't gone and seen the changes that are likely to go and be made.
Yeah.
Because
what about Joe
otherwise,
Biden, yeah?
Yeah.
So he's got
Ja-
2 years left in the world. No, not just a job. So
you're on fucking fire today,
Jesus,
mate.
my God.
You're on fire. Just round of applause for Toby on this one here. He's doing great this episode.
The highlight reel is all Toby's this time.
I'll beat Christian. Okay.
But the thing is when someone I believe it was Boris Johnson when he first went and came in. He went and said we're going to increase the amount of capacity in which hospitals can go and hold. We're going to increase the amount of staff in which we can go and have in those hospitals. We're going to increase this. We're going to go and sort out that. We're going to go and make this better, so that way the country's financial healthcare system doesn't flat out. And
he was trying to sell it.
No, but that's just it. That was his main thing.
Well, what she's trying to do now.
But that was his main thing, and everyone
to sell it, make it look pretty. Sell it.
It makes it look pretty,
right? And then we all get fucked.
No, but it's not about selling it. He's made that promise.
Yeah.
So many people have voted on that promise.
Yeah.
And it never came into fruition. Instead, hospitals actually got so full because of a pandemic. Yes, I completely understand that.
Yeah, that's
unfortunate
timing.
Was that not the best time to then have all of those people going and training in the hospitals and not go and cut them off at the end of it all? And not instead go and turn around and go and say to anyone who wants to go and work in the hospitals that they've been working in all this time, we're going to start now going and building on those hospitals or going and building on the facilities around it, and then that way not only have you already got your trained staff within inside of that hospital reach, but you've also met your promise. And I'm sorry, but it annoys me when someone turns around and goes and says that the reason they need to be re-elected is because they still have so much that they need to go and fulfill because they've done one promise and it's the smallest thing that was on that list.
It's like, I made a slight tax increase.
Exactly.
Yeah!
Exactly. When they turn around, they're like...
Limits on bank bonuses, gone!
Exactly.
Say goodbye to those.
You millionaires are going to be billionaires by next week.
Basically, yeah.
No, but
and the rest of you are going to struggle to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more of you?
This is what
the peasants.
We prepare for another election to go and come up a year before the election's even happening. The campaigning already starts, and it's almost as if politics stops at that moment because no one's focused on what's being said in Parliament anymore, and it's about who's going to go in next to talk.
That's the glamour part of it, the voting.
Yeah.
And also, technically, if there's certain companies that will, if someone says something that's going to go against the way a company's ran and like the way they trade, maybe like tax on this from a different country or whatever, whoever's in power, whoever is opposing that and is not going to cut all the taxes or, you know what I mean, and let the companies do whatever they want to do, McDonald's or whoever, they might actually give Liz Truss, money to support her campaign just so she can win. Yeah. So that way they don't get fucked.
That's
and
exactly
she goes, and in return for your help, I'm not going to raise those taxes.
I don't normally speak about this, but I know a few people might know about, obviously, cannabis activism. I've done a little bit with a few groups living in London. Currently, there is actually talks that they want to turn cannabis into a Class A drug, which would define by the law standards that it has a high potential for abuse, a high risk of death or serious illness if you overdose. And it has absolutely no medicinal benefit. I'm going to butcher that again. It has no medicinal benefit. There we go, that's better.
It did sound like that the first time, to be fair.
Oh, that's fine. We'll take it. We'll take that first. So, obviously, then there's also another problem, because we live in an area where, you know what, stop it, let's out them. Theresa May's husband owns a cannabis farm, and he currently sells cannabis THC, which is the component that in the UK is illegal. He sells that abroad to medicinal companies. So I just have a bit of an issue there with how is a politician who is in power married to somebody who is, by the standards of our laws, a drug dealer, a Class A drug dealer, if they plan to do so.
Soon to be.
When obviously that in itself is an oxymoron, because he's selling it for medical usage, which in immediate response then can't be classified as a Class A drug. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there to people of what's actually going on here is completely backfiring here. They are literally backtracking everything they're doing. They are lying to us about every minute little detail. And when you actually break down the facts and you look at the facts, you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see the corruption.
Technically,
can you tell
CBD
me
is being sold in Holland and Barrett amongst
CBD
other
is
shops.
legal.
Yeah.
CBD actually has medicinal value, so if that is a reason why, because I'm not sure, you've just said it, I'm not sure what they've said, I'm just going off what you said.
Tetrahydrocannabinol is the psychoactive substance. That's
Yeah,
what
no,
makes it
THC,
high,
but I mean as in, because they do sell CBD all over the country, like fighters, footballers, everything, they have CBD sponsorships, so it's like, it's quite common, but I find it funny that they try and make it a Class A drug. It has no medicinal
But it has
benefits.
no exactly.
But they literally have started an industry within the last 3 years in this country of CBD oil being sold.
I mean,
and my dogs even have had it before. So
there's also a thing of
must have some benefit.
There was a vape shop in our town. I won't out us that far, but there used to be an e-cig shop, and obviously myself and James both vape.
Yeah.
And they used to sell in there CBD coffee, which nothing wrong with it. Again, there is absolutely no possible human way that you can overdose on CBD. It is not possible. It is an oil. The only thing it would make you do is shit yourself.
It's tried to overdose.
So
it didn't
that's
happen
it.
yet. Danny's actually floating on a cloud right now.
You see it too?
Oh my god. But no, I mean, they basically took the license, so you now have to be a licensed pharmacist to sell CBD. So now the vape shops, etc., can't sell CBD because you have to be a pharmacist.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
Does it?
Yes.
So in that case then, why can,
Because
let's say my place of
that
work
justifies
sell
the medicinal.
paracetamol, which can cause an overdose if you took in an extreme amount. Why should... I'm no pharmacist, so why should I be allowed to give that drug out, but not CBD, which absolutely is impossible to ID on? Absolutely impossible. The risk to a legal drug is so much higher to that of a illegal pharmaceutical drug.
Because you've already gone and said the key word in it all.
Profit?
It's for medicinal purpose.
Yeah.
It's for medicinal purpose. I don't go to
I agree with the money thing as well, though. I do agree.
I
agree with the money. I agree with medicinal. Like, that's what I was thinking. But it's definitely
if you're
money.
turning around and going and saying,
100%.
right, that this is from hemp, which
obviously,
obviously,
plant,
you know, is splitting between taking the THC out and keeping the CBD in.
Yes, you are.
To go and
right.
create a medical purpose and going and getting rid of the other thing.
I'm
going to a vape shop because of the fact in which I'm after to go and get vape liquids and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going there for any sort of medicinal purpose of benefiting myself.
No, which is fair. Like you say, fair enough.
And that is the pure focus of it. So yes, I can get CBD coffee in the vape shop. I don't need to.
No, of course not. No, you don't have to.
Exactly.
And again, CBD is still available. It's not that it's been removed from the market.
No, exactly. But they focused on where it is that you can get it from to go and keep control and actually know how much of it is selling for what reasons.
Yeah.
And that also
they want
goes
all
and
the
helps.
statistics.
Exactly. They want the
It goes
profit.
and helps the statistics.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter what happens there in the first place because as soon as that's been sold from factory to go to anywhere, that's where their profit lies in it.
Yeah, exactly. Once it's left their factory, their money is in their account.
No, the money's there. So it doesn't technically matter where anything goes in this country or in this fucking world because at the end of the day, it's the main manufacturer that goes and has...
Yeah. It does if they're going to make it a Class A drug, that is relevant.
If
they try and up it from what it is now...
It's currently a Class B drug for anybody
But then technically, if they're changing it to a Class A, that's got to be the THC pure form, medically...
Yeah, but that same thing that they're going to sell with the THC in it, they will sell just as CBD weed to people.
The problem also is
it's still the same thing.
THC has more medical benefits than what CBD does.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I mean, I know there's people out there who suffer with glaucoma. Hello. THC can cure glaucoma. It's not even a thing of like it will get rid of the symptoms and make it better. No, it will cure it for you. It's literally, it's a cure. We also have seen it a lot with children with extreme difficulties. Motor neuron disease, it can help with. It can. Again, we know people have gone from having, say, 16, 17 seizures a day to 0 with THC. So how the hell can they argue that does not have medicinal benefit?
Well, no, that's just it. I don't think in which if they're going to change it to being a Class A drug,
Yeah.
I think they are obviously going to go and have to go and change the ruling stance of exactly what a Class A drug is.
So in that case, then, should alcohol be a Class A drug? Because alcohol
They don't
has
have to
no
explain
medicinal
themselves to you.
benefit.
Well, no, they don't have to, but I think they would
Touche.
need to. That's
They're
just
the
it.
best around.
And
they
no
know
one's
what they're
ever
doing.
going to bring them down.
No, exactly. Who are you to bring them down?
You know what? Liz Truss for 12 more years.
Liz Truss, I hope you're listening today. I hope you've actually learnt something. There we go, that'll do it, just in case.
We said we was never going to talk about politics on this thing
No,
as well,
I-
and we've gone for like a good 20 minutes.
We say
about
politics,
that.
but they're more opinions
definitely.
about things that are divisive. But again, if you're sitting on the other side of the fence going, yes, weed should be illegal, that's cool too. You're allowed to have an opinion. That's absolutely
Yeah, I don't know
fine.
how much of this you lot have heard, because I will cut around bits that might need to be taken
Could be
out
bits,
or whatever,
but
but most
there's
of it will be
nothing
left
major.
to go. But if you disagree with us, please tell us.
Oh yeah, if you
We're
agree,
not going to get
talk-
upset with you,
No.
and we hope you don't get upset with us, because it's just an opinion. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can
100%.
turn around, pull my trousers down, and show you my arsehole, because we both got one of them as well. So I hope no one gets offended.
I mean, we can't do that on YouTube.
Sorry,
oh my god!
We had some recent conversations that we turned around and started, and then turned around and went and said that we was going to save them for the podcast. And I remember one of them, but I don't think it was the good one
remember
we
none.
had.
I remember none.
I can't. Right, we were talking about old pizza. Right, we were
Oh,
talking.
yeah.
We were having a really good discussion about pizza because of the fact that I had pizza 2 days in a row. Now,
Gluten.
yeah.
You've got your hands.
Stop it for
This-
So we're talking
This
about
pizza.
pizza.
Go on. Pineapple on pizza? No.
No,
Yes.
pizza, pineapple on a pizza works.
I agree.
I hate the fact in which it does, but I love it at the same time.
If you bleach your arsehole, pineapple on a pizza works. I agree.
Hang on. When you went to a party when you was like primary school age, did you used to have like cocktail sticks and a piece of pineapple and a piece of cheese?
No, I had a cocktail sausage on the stick.
Mate, you missed out.
That's what-
you
that's
missed
what-
out. They used to.
I've tried it at some point. It wouldn't just been when I was younger, but it's not. It doesn't go. It just doesn't go. There's
Nah,
there's
how we
better
come from
combinations.
politics to
You are better. You are better off having just getting the fucking base and then getting the tomato and then the cheese and just having a normal pizza than you are putting anything on it that has pineapple or what's the other olives. Fuck it. Why not? Fuck
God,
olives.
Oh,
No,
no, I love
no.
olives.
No, I actually don't mind
No,
olives. I couldn't think what I was
no.
saying. What is
No, I'll
it?
tell you what. Okay, you get a pizza.
I thought there's another thing.
Right.
As long as there's
Nice
no
bit of
cheese.
mozzarella, nice
No, I
bit
like
of cheddar
cheese.
on it. Okay. Feta.
Feta's good.
Throwing that all over it. Then a couple of little olives in there. Absolutely gorgeous. A few little anchovies just to go in like nicely. You know. Oh, it's making my mouth water. I haven't eaten yet today. You guys are dickheads talking about food with me.
You literally went, let's talk about pizza. Like that.
Pizza.
That was what you said. It's like,
Here's the main talk about the podcast.
I'm a murderer.
Oh my god, you did it.
Oh my god. Ugh. I went
There's a
brown.
vegan out there right now fucking reeling at you. Like,
I'm just-
reeling
My
at you.
arsehole has no meat in it if you want to eat that.
Just made you do this.
What have I eaten today? I don't think I've eaten today. Oh, a dime bar. I had a dime bar earlier. Underrated chocolate bar if no one likes it. If people do, then it's overrated, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't know how it works.
Oh yeah. But no, how old can a pizza be before you won't eat it again?
The next
Like-
day. I would eat
Really?
the pizza if I order it one night. Well, it depends what
No,
time it's
that
later
you
on.
wouldn't like.
Yeah, so the day after the next. So 2 days.
Oh,
2 days.
It depends. Has it been in the fridge or has it been room temperature?
Oh,
'Cause
fridge.
If it's for 3 days, maximum 3 day.
Yeah.
Like that would be my
I
maximum.
wouldn't reheat it on the second day, but I'd reheat
Yeah,
it the
same.
day after.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it tends to be just the day after and I don't touch it.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't reheat anything more than once anyway. They,
No,
they
it's
always
fine,
go and
yeah.
turn around and go and say that you shouldn't do that. Which
So remember that next time you heat up your Chinese
You're
the next
killing
day.
nutrients more than anything. You're just killing nutrients. It's
it's going to fill my stomach.
It's not inherently dangerous unless you come across something like rice, which salmonella can then.
Salmonella.
No, yeah.
Yeah, salmonella.
Salmonella.
They're a top couple, them two.
Yeah, that one, the one that you get from raw chicken eggs and shit like
Yeah.
that can grow on.
That's
Raw
raw
chicken
chicken.
eggs.
It's true. It's true.
You mean like an egg?
Chickens.
Off the egg of the chicken. You know the actual like the shell of the
Yeah.
egg. That's why you shouldn't leave the egg in because it can sometimes contain
It's
salmonella.
not just that, but it's also a choking hazard.
Yeah, yeah,
Choking.
yeah. If
You-
you've
so
left a
you
massive
think
bit
the
of
ring-
shell in there, then
You don't think the shell would cut your mouth up? You think it would just do that? You
As
don't
well, it's a choking
the cut
hazard
is what
at
it
the
would
same
do. As soon as
time.
you bit it,
Yeah.
That might crack. Your tooth might crack. It depends what angle your tooth's
I mean,
at.
it's only a shell.
Yeah, your teeth are strong, but your teeth can still crack.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You lift that up. How much sugar's in that? Your Dr Pepper can you got down there. There's proof. Just saw it. But yeah, that'll fuck your teeth up as well. So if you say you have that, and then you had a Skittles earlier, and then say you go in there and you had a Kit Kat as well. Yeah. So if you then
dark chocolate Kit Kat.
Dark chocolate is good. It's healthier for you as well. So if you want to eat loads of chocolate, eat dark chocolate. It's good. But yeah, if you just had sugar, and then you accidentally had a shell on an egg in your food, and you ate like in your mouth, that could fucking break your teeth. I've got a fucking tooth that's just gone sideways at the back here. That's just over time. It just happens. So it could happen. You're not immune to nothing, mate. You know what your knees are like.
Yes.
Your track record is
awful.
Yeah,
fucking awful. Don't even remind me of it. I went to I was going to help a friend out because she's looking to go and be a truck driver, and I never realised how. Yeah.
Good. If you're watching, good.
Yeah. I never knew. Right, like I literally never ever knew that they had to go for a medical exam to be able to go and do it.
That makes sense.
Like
it's long hours.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's long hours. It makes sense.
Well, it's obviously it's a lot of sitting down and all that kind of stuff, and that can fuck around with your body. I also found out that I would never be able to pass the exam to be a lorry driver because of the fact in which
So him looking down before you actually said your knees was right, because he looked directly at your knee when you started
but he looked at the wrong knee.
I was just looking at whatever knee was closest.
If this knee, I'd be fine.
But that's Disney, so that's got like copyrights on it and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I was going to violate you there, but I'm not going to do that.
No. If it was my left knee, I would be fine because it's just for the clutch, which means that most of the time I'd keep it rested.
Yeah.
But because it's the accelerator one, and I have to go and keep that in the same position for so long, if my knee then goes and ends up gamming up and locking up completely...
And the brake.
Yeah, as well. But
which I've realised my knee gets a bit uncomfortable swapping between them.
But the problem is if my knee locks onto the brake, okay, at least I'm not moving anywhere, I'm holding everyone back. If it's stuck on the accelerator, I'm kind of a bit fucked because everyone else in front of me is going to have to get out of the way.
You're putting it out there on Big Man YouTube right now that you almost break the law while driving. You don't have full control of the car.
No, I have full control of the car.
So if you're looking for him, he lives at... and then he'll just beat that there.
No.
His email address is...
BCB official.
He's close, but that's not actually the email address.
But I want to see who ends up emailing to it now, don't you?
We'll have to make one to find out. We won't know. How are we going to know?
You never know. But if my knee was to go and lock... and I was to go and be going forward because I can't take breaks as regularly as I can if I'm just going and driving us anywhere. So like,
well, no, you can.
No.
But once you take it,
I've taken us to Wales. Obviously, I took us to Wales, and that was like a 4.5, 5 hour journey altogether.
We basically went across the country.
Yeah, and we stopped after the first 3 hours. And that was like the limit in which I could go and do before I had to go and take like a little bit of a walk around to go and rest myself. And then
They have a taco machine though in it, which isn't how it sounds to someone that doesn't know what it is. It's what it was called. It's I swear it's taco. I think it might be taco. I'm not sure. It might be similar to that. It's ACO at the end. It might be a T. It might be an L. I don't fucking know. This might be an L. But yeah, it's like a system that keeps track of like what you're supposed to be doing, and then it will like tell you after a while that you need to take a break. And if you don't, it will send a message somewhere that you didn't take your break, and then you'll get in trouble. It's a tag.
Yeah. It's like an electric tag.
I'm listening. I'm just going to make sure I get it right.
It's basically
like
a really advanced blackjack.
It's
kind of. Yeah, go on.
It's like a black box, but like really advanced.
But no, I didn't realise actually how much my knee affected everything in which I could possibly or would ever think about or wanting to go and do.
Yeah.
Which is for real fucking downer. I could have been an Olympic athlete.
I don't think so. It is TACO, by the way, but it's TACHO. Tachographs record information about driving time, speed, and distance. They're used to make sure drivers and employers follow the rules on drivers' hours. Yeah. So, I was right. It smells so good. I wanted to ask you as well, because it's Thursday today when we're filming this, and the only reason I'm telling you that is because I'm editing it. So, I know it will be out before Saturday, so it will be relevant. But we've watched TGF for years. Well, we definitely have. We've watched so many of their videos.
Yes.
We've, in the last couple of years, but we've watched for time.
Yeah,
I think you watched further back than I did.
I've seen videos of theirs. I don't follow
No, they don't really do it much in a minute. They get hacked now. That's pretty much what they get up to. They get hacked. They
get hacked and stopped by the police.
Yes. And he actually said, I saw something actually before I get on to that, 'cause he's boxing at the weekend, but just to point out, he was talking about his injuries with, shout out SHEDTalks Fighting. I've seen a couple of your interviews this week.
Yeah, she's been really good.
You're quite good at what you do.
Yeah.
But
he'd be better.
So
he's coming for you.
Fred, we're going to have a boxing match. Me and you, Fred.
And you're going to interview
No, actually, no. I remember watching something of this, and he was talking about how he was doing boxing or something when he was younger. So I feel like he's got like an uppercut hook sort of thing, and I don't want none of that. I don't want to get hit.
This man is technically won and out at
no knockouts though.
boxing.
No knockouts, just a decision.
I've choked someone out.
Yeah, while they had one hand, not free.
Hello, if you're watching.
You deserved it. I smirked at the end there, so don't cry. Right, that's not. But yeah, no. What I was going to say about Jay, and because it was him and Ramel, it was on Jackmate's thing. I think it might have been an old video actually, but they did do a new one because me and you were listening to it one day.
Yeah, the podcast
on Jackmate's Happy Hour.
Oh, goodness, Happy Hour.
Yeah, that was a nice talk.
They said before they got exactly, shout out Jackmate. But they said before they got famous that they would always use the NHS. Well, before they got wealthy, I guess, because private healthcare is expensive. But they used to use the NHS all the time for like any time they had injuries, and if I would put images up. I ain't getting copyright. But like Jay broke his leg and like had like just blood gushing out and like just some of the shit they've had done to themselves, like just from doing stupid shit.
I still think the worst one's the bath. The bath with the cut at the bottom of the foot. They just
they got the lemon. Was it lemon one?
Madness.
There was a lemon one. They did something for that.
There was a lemon one. Yeah, you're right.
And then he has hay fever, Jay, and then he got into a bath of stinging nettles.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're a fucking idiot.
But you're an inspiration to us.
but the point is, they use the private healthcare now. That's why I brought this stuff up, so none of you think, they're just delinquents. If any of you, actually, he was the lad that got his head cemented in a microwave a few years ago.
That was it.
So if any of you don't, that'll probably be his most notorious thing.
What, the one he ended up on the news about?
Yeah, over the news.
Well, they turned around and went and said that he was literally tempting people into going and seriously harming themselves.
I don't think that's how it works.
I'm just putting this out
He did something stupid. If someone else chooses to copy him, that person's done something stupid. That's not up to him.
That's like wrestling, though, at the same time, then. It says, don't try these stunts. These stunts are done by trained professionals. I've seen you two wrestle. There's no way you're trained professionals.
Well, he's been training more than me lately, but we've been training.
You're trained amateurs.
On that subject of professional wrestling, if anybody is in the Kings Lynn area... No, really though, if anybody's in the Kings Lynn area on the 22nd of October, we are doing a massive show. This is our big show of the year. Falling Star Wrestling, Eye of the Tiger. Get yourself down to Lynn Sport in...
Copyright.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time, it's copyright.
Even if you're local here and you know us and that's why you're watching, or if you don't know us and you're near enough Kings Lynn within an hour or so, it is worth it. They're a good bunch.
They're
we
great.
Might even be there to go and sign chests.
I tell you what, if any of you out of our audience are coming to come watch the Falling Star Wrestling show,
we will sign
please do come and see us. I'll be more than happy to talk with you. I'll be more than happy to have a chat with you. It'd be awesome to meet somebody that's like just a fan of us.
But if I'm talking to one of the wrestlers who wrestles for a certain tag team called The Sound, and I'm not on about the one with the long hair, I'm on about the one with no hair.
The one who's beautiful.
You know who you are. Don't talk to me while I'm talking to him because we've got some business.
Yeah, he's a beautiful man.
He didn't say hello to me the other week.
Oh.
He was looking. He was like, "You come here." I was like, "You come here," and he turned around and carried on wrestling. I was like, "All right, don't come over here then."
See, that's when you should have, DDT.
No, I went upstairs and played pool with Andy. I left. I was like,
that would have been my decision as well, to be honest.
I did terrible in the first game, by the way.
I'm not
and do you know when I started playing better?
When?
As soon as I started whacking it. You know how I play pool?
Yeah.
If I try and aim it, it fucks up. If I whack it, it works.
Yeah, because at least one random ball will go in from the other side.
No, sometimes it's the right one.
Sometimes
if it's the end one over there, and I go.
I like it when it goes and then knocks itself back out, and you go, "What the fuck was that then?" It's just like, well, you whacked it.
But yeah, the point of Jay being brought up a minute ago was because he is fighting somebody called Churdleys, who I've never heard of before this week.
He's some sort of American hippie weirdo guy.
I like his tash, because he does like this with it and whatever. It's quite cool, but I also know that I get food caught in it, and that's a joke that's been made at him a few times. So I bet he's got a dirty mustache. But
the one thing I would go and say about his mustache is in the UK, if you've got like just a tash, especially, you tend to go and be a nonce, which means that for an American,
allegedly,
it means that he is definitely shooting up a fucking school. I would not let him anywhere near. He's got the beard as well.
I hate kids. I'll be flat out. I can't stand it. You won't catch me near a school because I'll be fuck off. That's me with my car.
I don't care if you're in reception.
What did you learn today? Get out the road. That's what you learn. That's what I do not murder people. I want to point out. All right. There's a lot of touchy people online, and this is what you bring out of people. I can't help but take the piss because it's funny.
Locked up.
We take the piss because, let's be real, like we're trying to bring a little bit of light to a terrible situation. The world is falling apart. It's burning in front of our very eyes. We're just trying our best to make the best out of a bonfire.
Whilst it's burning, people walk on hot coals. It's your turn to walk on fire.
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, fight this weekend. Saturday.
It's gonna be good.
Maybe today.
Yeah.
Depends when this is. I hope it's Saturday. It should be. But yeah, Jay, do you think he's going to win? Obviously, he fought Kid before.
I think he's going to win, but that's only because of the fact I've seen him fight before and I haven't gone to see the other guy fight at all. And I've heard him fucking try and smack talk.
He predicted. Churdley said he would beat Jay by split decision. He predicted that he's going to lose rounds and go to a decision with him. And then Jay was like, "Oh, which rib do you want? Which rib do you want?" And he's like, "Hey, this is going to be a good fight, all right." And then it's like I'm sitting there going, "You've just predicted a split decision."
The thing is, he said it's a fight for the fans. It's a fight for the fans. We've got to go and take it all the way to the end. It's like he's basically pleading, like, don't go too hard on me, okay? Because I would like to see how the fans go and react to our fight, not find out about it in the newspapers the day after.
I think he thinks it's like an entertainment form instead of a sport.
Well, no, it is.
It is entertaining, absolutely.
But I have to hope he's taking it seriously because you can get fucking hurt.
Boxing isn't something that's like just, I'll just throw my hat in the ring here and give this a go. No, it's dangerous.
Can't do it that way.
It's dangerous. If you want to do it, follow it, do it. But, there's risks.
But what about...
There's risks with everything, though.
Of course, risk.
To be honest with you, I think that Jay and whatever the fuck his name is the only fight of all of that card that I've heard about, and even then I've barely heard about.
No, to be fair, because I saw the press conference earlier, because I knew I was hoping I was going to bring it up, but I was watching the press conference and Slim and Ryan Taylor just go back and forth. But they were supposed to fight on Deji's card, or the same company that did Deji's card against Alex Wasabi. Either they were supposed to fight on that or a different one, and it got cancelled, and now they're fighting on this one. But yeah, that's actually for a belt, by the way. Like I know it's an Influencer Championship boxing belt. That's what they call it, ICB. But Slim beat FaZe Temper to get that belt, and now Slim's defending that belt against Ryan Taylor, but it's the co-main event, and Jay's not fighting for a belt. From what I saw,
if anybody should be a champion, I mean, they can't take an amateur boxing championship and turn it into a professional boxing championship.
No, it's not professional.
KSI had that one originally from his first fight.
Yeah, he made that though. That was just made. I've seen that belt everywhere. Like that's different sizes of it. So that's like a generic belt.
It looks like a WBC type deal.
No more WBO.
Is it WBO?
Brown.
BJ.
It's brown.
Yeah.
WBA is red. No,
BJ.
IBF's red. Oh fuck it! If you're a boxing fan, violate me. Don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever. But,
if you're a boxing fan, just correct us down below, please.
Yeah,
but I still think that's weird. Like, even if it was an influencer, if you're on about a professional, like we watched AJ Usyk and we spoke about it a couple of first one or second one. But imagine AJ and Usyk was the co-main event, and then someone else who fair play was popular, but was, and I like Jay. I'm not violating him, but like, he's the co-main event in a fight where he's having his comeback fight like KSI did against like a warm up, and he said that it's a warm up fight. But the co-main event is for one of the belts that they're trying to big up. And it's a more popular feud. If you look at the views, like when they've come up, it's more popular, more people are paying attention. And it's like, why is that co-main event to that? Even though TGF have fucking followers on followers.
I mean, realistically...
It's a bit strange. It's a belt.
So, we're all saying the same thing. We all think Jay Swindler's going to get the dub.
Yeah.
Should be.
I hope if it knocks him out.
So
I can't tell you that I'll be watching it though, to be honest with you. Not unless there's like nothing else I'm going and doing. Like
It's
I
on
don't
Saturday.
have that much investment in it. Yeah, but I'm working Saturday and
You
I'm
won't be
working
watching
Sunday.
it. Oh no, you could actually, because it'll be later on. It's in Sheffield, it's England, so.
Yeah, but what is it, like 7 o'clock
7,
or an
right?
8 o'clock start?
No, it'll probably start by about the time you're finishing the card, I'd say. Because it's technically going to be for younger people, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of people online are younger,
but
so
it's
they'll
going
try
to
and do it a
finish
little bit
probably
early.
around about like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and which by that time we'll
Mate,
be out.
It's like 6 fights though.
Exactly.
On 7
it's
fights
6
on the card,
fights.
and they're all like 4 rounds.
Oh, maybe then.
Well, that's the most. There might be like shit people on the undercard that are only doing 3 rounds.
Fucking awful people on the undercard that
Yeah.
no one's ever gone and heard of before.
You know
but
Raksu?
can book for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that Ashley from Rexu.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting that Anthony Taylor who fought Tommy Fury before.
Really?
And he was chatting some good shit with him earlier. It was like, oh, actually, Charlie says something ridiculous. But yeah, Ashley's got like some one-liners. I think that's just from. He's a musician, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that comes with the territory. He just knows how to play on words and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
but,
yeah.
but no, that Shirley's thing actually, because he was like, everyone's. I don't know if anyone. Obviously, you two have heard of the Eubank Ben. I've mentioned it a couple of times.
Yeah.
They were supposed to
Yeah.
fight and all that shit. I'm not going to go into that because
Is that fights? being
at
cancelled
some
now?
point, it's going to happen. But they've got to sort out the drug tests and stuff. But yeah.
I thought that he was still open to be able to go and fight him, even though
Yeah,
he
he is,
failed
but
the drug test
apparently there was another one I've seen come up that there was another test that came back positive.
as well. Oh
Yeah,
God.
so
okay, fair
I
enough.
don't know if that's true or allegedly there's another test that came back positive. That's just someone's comment online, so I don't know, it could be bollocks. But Chris Eubank Jr. said to Conor Benn, he was like, oh, for Canelo and for Triple G, they get 8 weeks of me not having sex. If I was to fight Jake Paul, that's a week, 2 weeks. But I know for a week, and he was like, Conor Benn gets 2 weeks. And then like Churdleys and all these other people are talking about abstaining. So all these other people are talking about abstaining from sex for their fight this weekend. And then Churdleys goes, he's like, I've been abstaining from sex my whole life, so you're going to see the first professional boxer that's a virgin. And he was like, just the way he come out with it, it was so bad. He's predicted a split decision. He said, I've abstained from sex my whole life, so I'm ready for this fight. Oh, he's a fucking crackhead.
I simultaneously want to see him win, but also don't, because he's hilarious. But like, come on, man.
He said
Please.
he said he got all of his friends to bet against it. and then the promoter next to KSI was like, "Do you want to put that out there? That was a joke. There's been no foul play." Like, it was quite funny.
Fucking no.
It should be good. It was more entertaining, I think, than the last one. The last one just had bigger names. I think KSI's card.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a lot more entertaining.
But I think that's because KSI wants to be seen more serious with it all, and the fights
should
that
have
are
fought that
meant to
Mexican
be,
then.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
hell,
yeah,
that was
true.
shit. That was just shit. But either way, he wants to go and be taken more serious with it, and he wants the entertaining side of it to go and be from the actual boxing match, not every spectacle that goes around it.
Yeah, but every fight's different as well. Though. I never like it when people compare the fights on a night, unless it's literally 2 people in the same weight class and 2 people in the same weight class fighting like a few fights apart or next to each other or whatever.
Yeah.
Then it makes sense to compare them because they're similar. But to compare like Slim and Ryan Taylor, which is like light heavyweight, maybe 180 something pounds, something like that, 80 something kg, I think. I'm not sure. And then Jay's fighting at like 70 something. To compare them to and be like, oh, Jay could beat them or whatever. It's like, but he would have to train and come up. He would.
Trying to come down.
Yeah.
It'd be completely different. So it's but that's the good thing about influencer boxing, like celebrity boxing. I think. I'm not watching it for quality.
I think there's more interesting, like you say, it's the people. It's our society now and the way we consume entertainment. It's so different to every other generation. Because, like you said, you're watching that fight because it's KSI, or you're watching that fight because it's Logan Paul. You're not watching that fight thinking, "I'm going to watch a really class boxing match," because they're not going to come out there and
where
box.
storyline. It's a bit.
I agree, that's fantastic.
It's very
that they want to do
WWE.
it, but
It's
like,
very WWE sort of thing. The way they've gone about
Yeah.
it. But I think that first card, KSI, that 001, his own series, whatever. Yeah, I think he tried to do it go serious, and then like. To be fair, I bet it was the second when he was going vamos, which is let's go in Spanish if anyone didn't know. He was saying it to Pineda, and he's going vamos, and then and Pineda's like vamos. KSI does it again, and he just said, the mic pulls away from Pineda, and you said vamos, and then like he was scared. He was like, vamos. Oh, it's bad.
It's got the right entertainment values to it. It's just whether or not they've managed to polish the actual boxing. And like you said, KSI is making he's making big leaps towards like looking like a professional boxer. Unfortunately, same with the other prick Jake Paul. But you know, there's a couple of guys who haven't really managed to hit that level yet.
There is, on the matter of professional boxing, Deji is obviously going
That's
to
not
fight.
professional, it's an exhibition.
No,
It's an exhibition, but
he's fighting a professional.
He's fighting an actual professional.
Ex-professional.
Yeah. Well, one of the best.
One of the best ever, yeah. Not the best
Not
ever.
the
Oh,
best,
no,
no.
hell.
Fucking nowhere near the best.
If you asked him, he's the best ever, because he's a fighter, he's
But
going to
then
say
he has to be, doesn't he? You have to have
You've got
that
to believe it,
mindset
yeah,
as a
especially at
fighter.
that level.
I am the best.
At that level.
He's only just won his first ever boxing match.
Yes.
And he's going into that, and I think that's an awful, awful move.
That's Ryan Taylor's fault, by the way.
I think that's the
Ryan Taylor
worst
set
thing
it
that's
up.
happened so
He's
far.
got he says he's got friends in places or whatever, not one of those blokes. But I wasn't taking the piss, I was just saying, one of those guys is like, oh, I know someone here, It's like, you get some people that are open about everything, and he's very closed off, and he's like, he's got friends in places, but he knows the people that organise those Dubai exhibition fights. So that's why they're fighting over there. So it was because of him.
I just think it's a stupid idea for everyone involved, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Imagine if
it was
Deji
smart
wins.
when Logan did it.
Imagine if Deji just knocks him out, just literally
Possible,
straight
he's a
out the
human
gate,
being.
walks out, bang.
Touch glass.
I mean, it's been a few years since he fought Logan, so...
It's not just that, it's like...
He fought a
the legacy.
little Japanese guy not long ago as well. He knocked him out.
Yeah, true.
Actually, I saw a video. He was fighting someone who... Donnell Moore, something like that. But he retired undefeated as well. So it was like this exhibition fight of two undefeated fighters. And it was the first round, and Mayweather was like doing this stuff and fucking whatever. And it was like... And then someone just goes, knock him out, Floyd! And he just carries on. He's like, no. And just carries on boxing. It's quite funny. But yeah.
I think on this note, we're going to have to go and end this podcast because
I think I've got everything.
am starving.
Nice starving. I'm Toby. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
It's
meet
been a great day,
It's been
mate.
an absolute pleasure.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah, thank you for watching.
Wait, it's my turn to
No,
go
but
and
I just want to say
something.
I'm Toby, that's Danny, and that's Starving.
No. Yeah.
That's Starving. Wow, that came off more offensive.
That is starving.
Starving!
Look at that! That gives you a preload to like what we're going to do next time. Next week we're going to discuss gender and race theory.
There's the inspirational message right there. We don't need another one. Actually, no. Let's flip it. James, it's your turn today.
yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
Please,
it's an inspirational
share with the
message.
people.
If you want to live a good life, don't trust a politician.
Do you know what? That's brilliant.
That is-
Even if you are a politician.
Yeah.
Don't trust yourself.
Look in the mirror and spit every time.
Look at the mirror. Now look back at the person who's offering you millions of pounds to do a dodgy deal and destroy the country. Now look back in the mirror again. Now hate yourself more than the people of fucking bet. Oh fuck!
I'd love to play Monopoly against these people, to be fair. If they're that dodgy about property and money, I'd love to see what they're like in a game of Monopoly.
Oh my God.
Oh, do you know what I mean? They'd be bastards. You'd be like, oh, I'll swap you the brown for the light blue. And they'll go, yeah, I'm 500. It's like, what fucking planet are you on, mate?
Shit! I didn't realise it was a Tory all this time.
Yeah. Colin is, if you're watching this, Colin, right?
Fucking
We played Monopoly. Look at us in the eyes. Tory. You're a Monopoly Tory.
See you soon, everyone.
Stay
Goodbye.